Hi everyone, it is that dramatic guy here, and today we'll be talking about a kind of an interesting subject that I don't usually talk about as much on this channel. Now, when it comes to gun control, I am fairly against it because it does not help the people it is intended to. It is a way of controlling people from limiting their way of access of defending themselves. And it's just an easier way so the government can just take control of the people. Or there's the Second Amendment, where it gives the right to bear arms to all of American citizens. But recently, a lot of these California politicians, especially with the likes of Gavin Newsom, had tried to enact a assault weapons ban that basically bans one of the most many semi-automatic rifles, such as the most commonly known and popular AR-15, which has been for many years been demonized by the mainstream media, and is not surprising. Let's just read into this. A federal judge in Southern District of California ruled late on Friday that California's controversial assault rifle weapons ban is unconstitutional. This is a case not about extraditing weapons lying at the outer limits of the Second Amendment protection, Judge Roger T. Bennett wrote. The ban on assault rifles are not bazookas, not howitzers, or machine guns. Those arms are dangerous and solely useful for military purposes. Instead, the firearms are deemed assault weapons, quote unquote, are fairly ordinary, popular modern rifles. This is an average case about average guns used in average ways for average purposes. One is to be forgiven if one is persuaded by the news media or others that the nation is awash with murderous AR-15 rifles. The facts, however, do not support the hyperbole. Facts matter. Bennett's continued. Federal Bureau of Investigation murder statistics do not track assault rifles, but they do not show that the killings of by knife attacks is far more common than a murder of any kind of rifle. In California, a knife occurs 7 times more often than murder of rifle. This says that knife attacks are more often common than supposedly assault rifles or rifles in general. And it goes on and says that this is unconstitutional, it doesn't work, and frankly, it's just a power grab. And now, when it comes to gun control, I'm frankly against it, and I'll explain why. Because it's unconstitutional. It takes away the rights of the American people, and it's just illogical. And nowadays, you see all these politicians who try to play on your emotions. Says the AR-15 is a military rifle. It's not supposed to be used in the civilian's hand. The funny thing is, the AR-15 is based on the M4 model, which is a fully automatic rifle. Forgive how I say it, because as much as I am a gun lover, I may not be good with words. But it is what I'm trying to say is the AR-15 is actually modeled by the classic M4. It is a civilian model that is oftentimes very much one of the most popular guns within the country or around the world, because it's simple to use. It doesn't require many parts. It's not confusing to use. I said that twice. And it's light, it's effective, and there's a lack of recoil. And that's why so many people consider it their first choice in self-defense. Because when you have Joe Biden going on saying, you don't need an AR-15, you need a double-barrel shotgun. Not only it limits how many rounds you're holding in, or shells actually, in a shotgun, but it also has a massive kickback in. Oftentimes, women don't usually like kick back that hard, at least not from a gun. And when you see people use the AR-15, it's a very simple model. I have shot with the AR-15 plenty of times. Certainly not in a while. But there's a reason why so many of these AR-15s are so popular, and that's what, and the reason why the mainstream media is just pushing out this sense of they're bad, like it's like the next drug, saying like, oh, we got to get the AR-15 off the streets. They're not good for our people. And it's all just an emotional tie and emotional manipulation and try to get people to stay away or to give up their AR-15s. And it's frankly just sickening to see these politicians continue on with their sentiment and their indoctrination and saying that these weapons are for killing. Well, no shit, it is not. It is made for killing if used in a responsible manner. And frankly, it just shows you that this is a good sign of people aren't willing to subjugate themselves to this leftist, fascistic state that we're kind of in. And it's a good sign because with last year, ever since the BLM riots, nearly about 10 million guns were purchased within the states. Many new gun owners, new, old, young, and just all around the place are buying guns because they just don't feel safe when their government is unable to protect them. When you have defund the police movements going by and leaving a lot of people defenseless and hopeless. But when you have this, when you have your right to bear arms, it really gives and really helps out people, makes them independent. Well, certainly to say that, now I don't think these gun control bills or acts are going to be going off well, at least when you have at least base judges like this guy here, I forgot his name, but you could say that there's hope within the gun community and the gun community, not only within the area, but in America, because people just don't want this. They don't want their areas to turn into further blue, as many of these cities like Chicago and New York and many of these other blue cities have enacted these massive and restricting gun laws, even though they have high crime rates when you take away the guns from the people. Well, that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I know this isn't exactly the kind of video I talk about, but if you want to see more like this, click on that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. It could really help us out. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next time.